Well, hi, did you miss me? I have had the most, today is Wednesday, February 22nd. It's 47 degrees right now. It's supposed to go up to 60. It's only 10 o'clock. I apologize for not putting up a video yesterday, but I have had the most stressful last 2 days. And I'm proud of the fact that I am a stress eater. And when I get stressed, I eat. And I stayed on program pretty much on Monday, I think. No, you know what? I started on program on Monday, and I'm getting DirecTV put in. I had AT&T U-verse, and I was switching over to DirecTV. And I had planned to make a dinner, and at the AT&T guy came to install my service at 1 o'clock, and at 5:30 hit the main power line to the house, blew out power to my whole house from the meter box all the way to the pole. So, and in Michigan it's dark. It starts getting dark at 5:30, and so it was dark. I have electric start stove, and I didn't want to keep opening my refrigerator because I didn't want my food to go bad. And so I said, well, that's okay. When are you going to send an electrician out to repair the damage? And was told there wasn't an electrician available until Wednesday or Thursday. But if I wanted to pay for it myself, I could do that, and then I could file a claim and they would reimburse me. So I called AT&T and dealt with a bunch of people and lost my temper. I started off nice, but lost my temper. And they agreed that they would, if I couldn't find an electrician to come out, that they would pay for my dinner and my breakfast and a motel room for the night. Which, very begrudgingly, they didn't even want to do that. But my furnace doesn't work either when there's no electricity. So we found an emergency person to come out. It charged us $350. And we did go out, we did order takeout. So I had, like from a restaurant, I had a cheeseburger and some onion rings. But to my credit, I drank iced tea. I was stressed. I should have had pop. Not should have. In the past, I would have had pop. But I drank the tea, so I kind of felt pretty good about that. I did call in the morning, and to get some I needed at least one wireless dish because we have a TV that we bring outside in the spring and summer. We watch the ball game and the kids go in the pool, and we watch TV outside on our deck. And so I need a wireless box, which are $100 each. So I called again and started off nice, and I got a really nice guy, and he gave me a $250 credit for my future bills. And he told me that if I wanted to get the box, I'd have to call DirecTV, because even though they're the same, they're not the same. They merged, but they're different. Blah blah blah. So I called, and they said, "Fine, we'll give you 2 wireless boxes." So I said, "Okay." And they said the technician will be out at 4, and I said, "Fine." And so then my technician that blew the power to the house, which was a total accident, I do realize, was back at 10 o'clock, and he said, "I'm here to do it." And I says, "Oh, you got my 2 boxes?" And he says, "Well, there's a problem with that, because I do have the 2 boxes, but they told me that you have to pay $100 and they'll reimburse you." Well, I don't trust them at this point. I don't trust them. And I go, "Oh, no. So you call whoever you got to call. I'll call whoever I have to call." So I spent the next, honest to goodness, I'm not lying, cross my heart, hour and a half dealing with India. Getting transferred here and transferred there, and over here and over there, and then put on hold and then taken off hold, and then put on hold and transferred here. And I was determined I was not going to hang up. I stayed on that phone, and I know this has nothing to do with weight loss, but I have to vent. It just annoyed me to no end. So I just was so fed up. And so finally the lady said, "If you pay for it, we'll just give you a reimbursement on your bill." And at that point I'm done. Okay, what's your ID number? And she says, "Well, I don't want to give you my ID number." And I said, "Well, I have an AT&T technician right here, and he said that you have an ID number that you can give me." And she says, well, you have my word that it's coming on your bill. And I go, no, I don't want your word. I want your ID number so that when there's a problem, I can come back and say about your ID number. And she says, well, ma'am, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about that. I can't give you my ID number. And I go, you can give me your ID number. And with that, she hung up on me. Oh my gosh, if you could have, there was no angels in the room at that point, let me tell you, because if they were scattering, because my language was atrocious. Even the guy, his eyes were like, wow. I was just so upset. And he was on with the supervisor, and his supervisor had heard the conversation too, and so he said, well, I don't know what we're going to do. And then with that, the one that hung up on me, supervisor, called back and said, oh, we were disconnected. Why did you hang up? I said, oh, I didn't hang up. She hung up on me. She said, no, I just think that the call was dropped. And I said, no, I've been on the call long enough. It wasn't dropped. She hung up on me. No, she didn't hang up on you. I go, she hung up on me. Check the tapes. You'll see she hung up on me. And so she says, well, the technician can't take the money, and I says, I'm tired of AT&T. I'm just going to tell them to pull everything out. I'm done. Oh no, let me put them on the phone. They put them on the phone, and I didn't eat the whole day because I knew that if I was to eat, I would be a stress eater, and I would eat. And I knew that I was going out to eat with my brother and my sisters. So I thought, I am not eating anything till I get out to the where we're going. So we went to a bar. And I got a cheeseburger, which I only ate half of, and I got a bowl of chili, and I got some curly fries, which I only ate half of the curly fries. But I did get 2 Cokes because, you can't really get a good cup of tea at a bar. So now it's now I have to learn how to work the remote. It's the biggest mistake I made. I'm done. I'm just done. So I just had to vent. Sorry about that. This is going to be its own little video. I'm going to start afresh with a new video and go on with my day. So thank you for listening to me. I don't recommend AT&T DirecTV. That's all I can say. So, okay, talk to you guys later.